The last time Newcastle United were in the Premier League title race, Kevin Keegan had this famous spat.
When you do that with footballers, like he said about Leeds, and when you do things like that about a man like Stuart Pearce, I've kept really quiet, but I'll tell you something. He went down in my estimation when he said that. We have not resorted to that, but I'll tell you, you can tell him now, be watching it, we're still fighting for this title, and he's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Hello everyone, I'm TGR, that's Gamer and Robo. Today's video, we have taken over Newcastle United for 5 seasons to get them into Premier League folklore. Now our owners, the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, who, may I add, are interested in buying the WWE, have told me to get into the Champions League and we will give you blank cheques to bring the players you need to make Newcastle United the most feared team in the world. By them promising this, we need to have success in the Premier League and start bringing in all these trophies and titles to our fantastic club. Now there's only one thing left to do, guys. Let's get to work. So guys, this is the team for the Newcastle United lineup. I mean, as you can see, I can honestly see that looking at the team right now, left back is weak as Matt Targett. He isn't the standards that Newcastle United need him to be. And I think also we need a central midfielder because I don't think Sean Longstaff can keep up with the likes of Bruno. So the first 2 signings that we're going to be looking for is definitely a left back. We're definitely going to look at a new central midfielder as well. We're going to keep Nick Pope in goal for this season. And we're going to see how we get along for the end of the first season. So, you know, we're going to bring in these 2 players. Once we do, we'll show you what they look like in the Newcastle United team. We'll then show what the Newcastle team will look like before the season starts. And then we'll head off to the end of the season, see how we got along in the first season taking over at Newcastle United. So guys, it's the first game of the season. We've managed to bring in a few players. So first of all, we brought in Yuri Tielemans, who I feel that is going to complement Bruno in central midfield. Those 2 are going to work together and they're going to be absolutely amazing. Luca Netz, a young left back. I've liked the look of him and I thought, you know, why not? You know, we're going to give him a chance. Hopefully he will flourish, you know, within the Newcastle United team. And lastly, we've got a loan in. We brought in Donny van der Beek because I believe in this guy. I believe he's going to be absolutely amazing. And between him and Willock, I think, you know, attacking midfield in the central role, it's going to be well looked after between these 2. We've only got Donny van der Beek till the 3rd of December, unfortunately. But if he performs well during that time, I feel that maybe we can put in a bid for him and have him in our cam role. But guys, this is the team. This is what it looks like. This is how we're going to be presenting our team for the remainder of the first season. So let's head over to the end of the season. Let's see how we got along and have we got into Europe finally, and so that our owners will hopefully give us a blank cheques and we can start developing this Newcastle United team to becoming the most feared team in all of football. So we've come to the end of the first season, guys, and I'll tell you what, it was a tough season. I didn't simulate it. I thought I'll play the first season just to get a feel of the team, and then I can see exactly what you know, what areas that we need to try and improve on. We were top for the first, I mean, instead of just explaining to you, I'll show you. We ended up 4th in the league at the end of the season, which was absolutely brilliant. We were 3rd up until the last game. The last game we drew and Chelsea picked us to the 3rd spot in the league, which was absolutely devastating. But going over some of the fixtures, if you look, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 6 league games, and obviously one of them was a League Cup. The first 6 league games we've won. You know, the likes of Leeds United 6-1, Wolves 5-1. We beat Arsenal at the Emirates 1-0. We beat Man United at Old Trafford 3-2. And then you'll start to see momentarily that November, December, you know, we started to drop plenty of points that we shouldn't have dropped, to be honest with you. So when it was the January transfer window, I had to bring in some reinforcements. So during the January transfer window, we brought in Cody Gakpo for £43.5 million, and I'll tell you what, he transformed our attacking midfield. We brought in Mark Gui, who was influential in centre-back. The same with Ronald Araujo from Barcelona. Once again, another pretty good deal. Now, I brought in David Raya because I wanted someone Premier League proven, and because we were just leaking in goals. Nick Pope said he'd lost his confidence. He lost his confidence in my ability to be able to bring Newcastle up. So you can guess what happened. I benched him straight away. So David Raya took the reins for the remaining games in the league season. And then last but not least, we brought in Marcus Thuram for £46 million. I triggered his minimum fee release clause, and we brought him in, and he was absolutely fantastic. He really, really was. And this is the formation that we were still playing. The only difference is from the start of the season, I made Cody Gakpo do the run in behind Marcus Thuram. But we did make some sales as well. As you can see, Paul Dummett, Kieran Clark, Matt Ritchie, Carl Darlow, Callum Wilson, Chris Woods and Jamal Lakeles. It all started off with Callum Wilson going to Leeds United for £33 million. I thought I needed a new striker, I needed a new one, and then everyone else started getting all, putting the bids through for the players that were in the reserves. But if I will show you something which is truly, truly magical, we did win the League Cup, which is brilliant. 86th minute, Bruno gets a goal, which ends our history of not winning any tournaments whatsoever. And I think the last time, if you do not include championships and so on, I mean, last time we actually won anything, really. Don't even count the Europa League qualifying, because they didn't actually win a major trophy. So that is the first major trophy we have had since going back to 1927, Community Shield, 1909, FA Cup. 1955 was the last time we won a major trophy. So bringing the League Cup to St James's Park was absolutely brilliant. I'm over the moon with it. But now it's the end of the season. We need to bring in a few players. I think we need to change, quite a lot of the personnel that we have within the team. I mean, as you can see, Karius, Shelby, and Krath, they're all going at the 1st of July. But like I said at the beginning of the first season, the owners will give me an open checkbook. They will give me blank checks for me to sign as whatever player I need, obviously as long as they're interested in the club. But I'll bring in whatever player I need to help Newcastle push them towards the next step, to make them the next big thing, the team that is most feared in all of world football. So let's see who we can bring in over the next couple of months, and then we can set our sights ready for the new season and literally try and be the next team to challenge for the title, and then try and push us as far as we can in the FA Cup, try and regain the League Cup if possible, and lastly, try and be a dominant force in the European Cup, Champions League. But first, before we start thinking ahead of ourselves, let's see what players we can bring in. So guys, the transfer deadline has officially passed. I'm going to do something different. I purposely waited till the transfer deadline has passed, so then we can honestly say, this is all we're having for the season, or at least for half the season at least anyway. We have managed to bring some beautiful people into the team, starting off with this guy, Kavisha. Now, I've tried many times to pronounce his surname correctly, and it sounds like I'm just spitting, to be honest with you. But this guy, brought him in for £65 million, absolutely amazing. Bukayo Saka, managed to bring him in for 60 million. Joshua Zirkzee, basically just a backup striker who will be making the odd appearance as well. Todd Cantwell, I literally picked him up purely because I want someone who is ready and waiting to keep challenging for the attacking central midfield role. Even Ndika rather. So I brought him in purely because I need someone that can be versatile, play left back, play centre back, as well as playing in midfield as well. So I'm happy that we've managed to bring him in. Achraf Hakimi. I told you, the Newcastle board, they gave me an open checkbook and I splashed the cash on a lot of people. Brought Teddy Jenks in purely because to add some numbers into the reserves team, because a lot of them left because I didn't renew their contracts. Ethan Laird, once again, brought him in because his contract was up. He was under the age of 23, so I had to pay a Bosman fee for him as well. And lastly, Lionel Messi. We brought him in, and I'll tell you what, he scored a hat-trick in the second game, and I was over the moon with him. We've already played a couple of games. We're 8th at the moment. We've got 4 points. And the talking point is our Champions League. We had to qualify for the Champions League. We lost 1-0 in the first game against Marseille. And then we smashed them 5-0 in the second leg. So this is our Champions League group, guys. Dinamo Kiev, Ferencvaros and Real Madrid. That is a group where we should be qualifying through. But guys, this is our team. This is the team for the season 2. So let's see how we get along at the end of the season.
So guys, it's the end of the second season and we have made some progression. We finished second in the league. We are 5 points behind Manchester City. It is so disheartening. Now, looking at the team, guys, I mean, if we go to stats, see that Zakiri scored 27 goals, St. Maximin scored 20, Todd Cantwell 18, Thuram 17, and the list goes on. Assists, Yuri Tielemans had a phenomenal season, and Hakimi as well. I knew he was going to be a good signing. It's amazing to see. But all is not lost. We did, in fact, get to the final of the League Cup final and we lost to Arsenal in extra time. But we did win the FA Cup for the first time in 70 odd years. Newcastle United have won the FA Cup, which is brilliant. We won the League Cup last season. We won the FA Cup this season. We're taking little steps. I mean, next season, for all we know, is the year that we could win the Premier League. It's going to be a hard task, don't get me wrong, but we won the FA Cup, we won the League Cup. Next, it has to be the Premier League. Now, we all know that there's something missing in this team. So we need to try and find whatever it is, and then we need to build on it. So we're going to look at bringing in a brand new keeper, maybe a new centre back, definitely a new central midfielder, because I think Bruno's probably better being as an impact sub, and maybe an attacking midfielder, and then we'll get rid of Willock or maybe St. Maximin. But yeah, so we definitely need a couple of people to come in, shake up the team, and hopefully we can challenge for the title once again and potentially win the title next season. But I tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to get to the end of the transfer window. We'll see who we've managed to bring in, and hopefully season 3 is going to be the year for the Magpies. Hopefully we can win the big one, which is the Premier League. But just before we do crack on with that, we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and we got knocked out by RB Leipzig. So quarterfinals, we need to do a lot better than that. So the quarterfinals is something that we need to build on. Premier League is something that we're going to try and go and win this season as well. But let's see who we bring in at the end of this window.
So guys, it's the start of the season. The transfer window is shut, so now we are literally ready to go full throttle for the remainder of the season. Let me show you who we managed to bring in. We managed to bring in a few youngsters as well that goes into the reserves. But we managed to bring in Josko Vardiol. We managed to bring in Lewis Millie, which is not me that brought him in anyway. Florane Wirtz, Gregor Kobel, Serge Milinkovic-Savic, Dusan Valhovic, and some of the youngsters here, Matea Sol, Filippo Trippi, and lastly Nicolo Ravella. So now, guys, we're ready for the season. As you can see already, we're in second place. We've played 3 games, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm really thinking that we have a fighting chance to win the title. We missed out by 5 points last season. It's not going to happen again. So we need to win the Premier League title this season. We need to go further in the Champions League. We got to quarterfinals last time, getting knocked out by RB Leipzig. So this season we need to start seeing a dominance, because the board have spent over £400 million in the past 2 seasons. So we need to start giving them back some titles. So let's see what happens at the end of the season. So guys, we've come to the end of season 3, and look what has happened. We have won the Premier League title. We finally did it. The first ever Premier League championship for Newcastle United. And look, we did it with style. Look at that, guys. 94 points. Tottenham getting 91. City getting 81. And Chelsea getting 80. I tell you what, this was an absolute stormer of a season. I mean, if we quickly look through the stats momentarily, you see goal scorer Dusan Vlahovic. I tell you what, phenomenal player, absolutely incredible. And of course, this guy Kavica, I knew he was special. I knew he was special, and he is paying back in dividends. Florane Wheats had a good season. Cody Gakpo had a good season as well. St. Maximum had a good season. He was on and off throughout the season. Marcus Thuram, okay, I mean, obviously he was behind Dusan for the majority of the season. Milinkovic-Savic, he had a good debut season. Yuri Tielemans, once again, he was there. And Bruno, he was there in and out of the games time as well. But guys, what a truly momentous season. We've won the Premier League. Let's see what else we have managed to win during the course. And as you can see right here, Community Shield, we won that 3-0. That's phenomenal. I mean, let's have a look at the group stage. We were top of the group, but look at that group. Monaco, Leverkusen, Dinamo Zagreb. Oh, that... I'm speechless right now. I'm speechless. Let's have a group 2. PSG, Milan, Club Brugge. We were undefeated in that group. This team is incredible. FA Cup, 4th round. Looks like we got knocked out in the 4th round by Tottenham Hotspurs. I didn't see where we are in the League Cup. We got knocked out in the 3rd round in the League Cup. That doesn't matter to me. if we win the Premier League but we get knocked out of the League Cup and FA Cup, I'll take that, because Premier League's more important. We needed to make that next step up, but did we do it in the Champions League? So Champions League quarter-final, as you can see, we knocked Juventus out 3-1 on aggregate. Semi-final of the Champions League, Bayern Munich, we beat them 5-2, and they had Endrick playing for them as well. So we know we were in the final of the Champions League. And there we go. We won the Champions League 2-0. We've won the league and Champions League double. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Obviously, we won the Community Shield as well, which is brilliant for the team. Now, obviously, we're still playing the 4-2-3-1 with the wide wingers, of course. But, guys, this team is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, I do know from looking at the reserves, a couple of them are going. Bosman ruling. I know a few of them will be going because they're not signing new contracts as well. I have already in December, went through the Bosman ruling players. I thought, this is going to be a season where we're not going to spend money buying people in. We're going to be buying people from the Bosman ruling, and I can show you exactly who we got coming in. So we've got the likes of Aaron Ramsdale coming in, phenomenal goalkeeper for Arsenal. Mason Greenwood, he's literally just going to be a body. And Scott McTominay. Now, I'm getting him in because his stats look brilliant. His loyalty, his fitness is brilliant as well. Teamwork, etc., etc. But his playing career for United, even though he's playing in a defensive midfield role, he's still banging in, nearly 10 assists every season. I mean, he's averaging at the moment 26 over the 3 seasons, which are averaging around 8 assists every season, which is brilliant for a defensive midfielder. And at the end of the day, there is no harm in making sure we've got plenty of bodies in central midfield, because I think that, at the end of the day, there's always going to be injuries, there's always going to be suspensions, and this team is brilliant. There's not a lot else we can do to build this team up because they're already brilliant. Now, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go literally to the start of the season, the end of the transfer window, with the new players in, and we'll see if anyone else is leaving the club, and we'll see what is going to happen for season 4. Let's get to work. So, guys, we've come to the end of the transfer window for season 4. We've got our guys in: Mason, Aaron Ramsdale, Scott McTominay, and the guy that comes in because of the database, Jude Smith. So, guys, we've managed to bring in these players already. We've had a couple of games. We're 6th in the league at the moment. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to season 4 because we've got to retain the Premier League title. We've got to retain the Champions League. We're going to be in the European Super Cup as well, so I'm looking forward to each and every one of these tournaments. Right, guys, let's get to work. Let's get to the end of season 4. Let's see how we get along in this season. Can we become champions once again? So it's the end of season 4, guys. As you can see, whilst I've been away, the Newcastle United board have been accepting bids from teams for my players, which is not on. But before we get that resolved, let's have a look at what has happened at season 4. Have we retained the Premier League Championship? Yes, we have. Oh, look at that. 96 points. But we've still conceded more goals than Tottenham Hotspurs, but we've scored 95 goals. That is incredible. Right, let's have a quick look at the Charity Shield. Oh, we won the Charity Shield 1-0. Get in, lads. Alright, let's have a look at the League Cup. And we won the League Cup. We got it back at St James's Park. Ruddy, that's 3 trophies we won this season already. What about the FA Cup? Did we do it in the FA Cup? Oh my good God, we have as well. Look at that, 3-1. I'll tell you what, Tottenham seems to be our arch rivals, of course. Right, let's have a look. Did we participate in the World Club Cup? No, we wouldn't have. I don't think we would have been part of the World Club Cup for this season. If anything, we'll probably be in it in the season after. What about the Intercontinental Cup? Oh, we beat Flamengo 1-0. Get in, lads. That's brilliant. All right, let's have a look at the European Super Cup. We beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. Oh my God, look at that. We are literally unstoppable. If we win the Champions League, we've won everything in the same season. That will be truly remarkable. No. Didn't make it to the final. We didn't even make it through to the semi-final. We lost in the quarter-final. We lost 5-2 at St James's Park. Against Tottenham too. That is stupid. And let's see. So Aaron Ramsdale played majority of the games, which is what we wanted anyway. But look at that. Dusan Vlahovic scored 53 goals this season.
What an amazing signing. Mason Greenwood with 22. Florian Wirtz with 18. Oh, he's come out of his shell this season without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, he's had less game time this season. He's had less game time, so that's a shame. Alan St. Maximan, he's had a good on and off season. Marcus Thuram, he's always going to be playing second fiddle behind Dewson, of course. Cody Gakpo, he's had on-off season. Scott McTominay's had a good one. Achraf Hakimi, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Even Luke Annette, look at that, 15 assists this season. That is an amazing purchase. But guys, we have got one last season to do with Newcastle United. Now guys, the board are going to throw everything at me, so I'm literally going to look at the areas that we need, and if I can find world-class people to come join the team, then we're going to do so, because I want to win the Champions League one more time. We couldn't defend our title this season, but we're going to have to regain that Champions League glory next season, at season 5, our last season. So we're going to look through what players we can bring in, see what areas we need to invest in, and then hopefully, guys, we can hopefully win the Champions League back and regain the Premier League title for one more season. Well, guys, let's see who we managed to bring in for season 5, the finale of the Magpies. So guys, it's come to the end of the transfer window, setting up for season 5. Let's see who we've managed to bring in during this transfer window. And of course, we've got Kylian Mbappe. We're going to see how he fares with us for the last season of us taking over Newcastle United. And we've got Gianluigi Donnarumma. We're hoping with him behind the sticks, we can hopefully, we can have the best defensive record this season. And then lastly, Aurelien Tchouameni is joined Newcastle United as well. I mean, as you can see, guys, the money that we spent, £265 million on these 3 players, bringing them into the club. We've already played 3 games so far. We are top of the table. Is that a sign of things to come? We don't know. We will find out. But guys, honestly, this is the last season for us at Newcastle United. Let's see if we can become champions of the Premier League once again for a record 3 times in a row for us. And will we retain the European Champions League? Let's find out. So guys, it's come to the end of season 5. Have we managed to retain any of our trophies? Let's find out right now. Oh yes, look at that. We won the Premier League title. And look at that, we're joint top for the least amount of goals conceded in a year. But that's our biggest ever points total in a season, 99. What an incredible feat by us. What about the Community Shield? Did we win the Community Shield this season? We did, but we beat Tottenham Hotspurs on penalties. Look at that, they missed 4 penalties to our 2. Unlucky for them. Right, let's have a look at the League Cup. Oh, we didn't even get to the final, nor the semi-final, nor the quarter-final. Where did we get knocked out? The 4th round by Tottenham. Donnarumma and Tchouameni get sent off. That's stupid. They get a 3rd minute and an 8th minute penalty as well. We best have actually got revenge for them, because that, I'm not settling for that. Oh, we did. We beat them in the FA Cup final. 3-1. Greenwood, Tchouameni and Mbappe. What kind of team Tottenham got? So they got Marquinhos, Nicolas Sewell, Paul Pogba, João Felix, Gabriel Jesus, Son Heung-min, Jack Grealish, Leroy Sané, João Cancelo. No wonder they are always fighting for the title every single season, and yet we beat them 3-1 in the FA Cup final. That is absolutely incredible. Right, I don't think
we would have been part of the World Club Cup. But we'll have a quick look. No, we weren't part of it this season. And I don't think we're actually part of it at all, no. So obviously we wouldn't be involved with the Intercontinental Cup, nor would we be involved with the European Super Cup. So let's have a look at the Champions League. And as you can see, we're in the final. Let's see how we actually got along in the group stages. So who was in our group first of all? Try and find what group we were in. That's the hard point. God, we're in the... That's typical, isn't it? Right, so our first group, we had Benfica, Celtic and Young Boys. And as you can see, we only drew one game and we won the rest. So let's have a look at the second group. Who was in our group 2? Us, Real Madrid, Frankfurt and PSG. PSG got absolutely hammered every game bar one. Right, what happened in the quarterfinal? Who did we face? We beat Barcelona 4-0 on aggregate. In the semi-finals, we beat Tottenham Hotspurs 2-0 on aggregate, which obviously leads to the final. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we need to see what happens in the Champions League final. So let's head over to the Champions League final and let's see what the score is at the end of this game. And there you go, 3-1. We win 3-1 in the final against Real Madrid, and Kylian Mbappe bags a brace and Saint Maximin gets in on the act too. Look at 3 goals in 7 minutes. What's that killed the game for Real Madrid, but they weren't being beaten in everywhere across the pitch. They were giving it a good go. They really were giving it a good go, and we finally won back our Champions League title, which is amazing. So the board are going to be absolutely thrilled with that. Now let's have a look at the stats here, and so Donnarumma, he basically played every game apart from a few, obviously being sent off in one of the games. Oh my God, Kylian Mbappe, 58 goals this season. Dusan Vlahovic didn't play and didn't feature in as many games as I'd like to have him to have featured in, but saying that, you know, with Kylian Mbappe banging the goals in left, right and centre, how can you keep him away from the starting lineup? Florian Wirtz had a fantastic assisting season, so did Mbappe to be fair, and Hakimi, as well as Scott McTominay. He's always there, he really is. And no surprise that Kylian Mbappe got 23 Man of the Match awards. What an incredible 5-year seasons we had with Newcastle United. I mean, we'll quickly run through the history of the competition. So going to the Community Shield first. We won the Community Shield 3 out of 3 times. The Premier League we won 3 out of 5 seasons. FA Cup 3 out of 5 seasons. League Cup twice out of the 5 seasons. Intercontinental Cup once. European Super Cup once. And Champions League, we won it twice. All in all, guys, this has been an absolutely fantastic 5-year takeover we have had with Newcastle United. Now, guys, if you have liked this video, please make sure that you do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell too, and we will be bringing you more and more 5-year challenges as well as season-long gameplays as well. So please make sure that notification has been selected on all, so you know, so you are notified when the next video has been uploaded to the channel. But apart from that, guys, once again, thank you very much for your support, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next video that we have at our channel here at TGR. That's Gaming Robo.